So we show the zero line of this bending moment diagram. On the y-axis we plot bending moment, and on x-axis we have the length of beam, and we plotted all the salient points of the beam as shown in the figure. Now bending moment at point A is 0, so we plot 0 bending moment at point A. Bending moment at point B is plus 15 kilonewton meter, so at point B we plot plus 15 kilonewton meter bending moment by using proper scale. Now we see between point A and B there is no load, so variation of bending moment will be linear, so we connect it with inclined straight line. Bending moment at C is 0, so at point C we plot 0 bending moment. Now between point B and C again there is no load, so variation will be linear, so let us connect it with a inclined straight line. Now bending moment towards left of D is minus 5 kilonewton meter. So at point D, let us plot minus 5 kilonewton meter bending moment. Now between point C and D, there is no load, so let us connect it with a inclined straight line. Bending moment towards right of D is plus 5 kilonewton. So again at point D, let us plot plus 5 kilonewton bending moment, and let us connect it with a vertical line. Bending moment at E is 0. So let us plot 0 bending moment at point E. Now between point D and E, there is again no load, so let us connect this two by an inclined straight line. Bending moment at F is minus 30 kilonewton meter. So let us plot minus 30 kilonewton meter bending moment at point F. Now we see between point E and F, there is a uniformly distributed load. So variation of bending moment between point E and F will be parabolic. Next, bending moment at G is 0. So let us plot 0 bending moment at point G. Now again between F and G, there is a uniformly distributed load. So variation of bending moment between point F and G will be again parabolic. So with this, a bending moment diagram is complete. We see that we have positive bending moment between point A and C and D and E, and negative bending moment between point C and D and E and G. Now we see that at point B, a positive bending moment is maximum, whereas at point F, a negative bending moment is maximum. Now let us move towards axial force calculation. Our sign convention for axial force is rightward force on the left hand side of section and leftward force on the right hand side of section is taken as positive, whereas leftward force on the left hand side of section and rightward force on the right hand side of section is taken as negative. So we can start with point A as origin and we move towards other extreme end, point G. So first, let us now take a section towards right of A. Axial force towards right of A is equal to, considering the left hand side of section, we have this rightward horizontal force HA of magnitude 43.3 kilonewton. So we have plus 43.3 kilonewton. Next, we see that there is no horizontal forces between point A and G. So let us straight away take section towards left of G and very near to it. So axial force towards left of G is equal to, again considering the left hand side of section, we have the same value 43.3 kilonewton. Again, if we consider the right hand side of this section, we have this leftward force of 50 cos 30 whose magnitude is same as that of 43.3 kilonewton. So with this, our axial force calculation is over. Let us plot the axial force variation diagram. So we show zero line of our axial force diagram. On the y-axis we have axial force, and on x-axis we have the length of beam, and we have plotted all the salient points of this beam on this zero line. Now positive axial force will be above this zero line and negative axial force will be below this zero line. So first we have axial force towards right of A is 43.3 kilonewton. So at point A we plot positive 43.3 kilonewton axial force by taking proper scale, and let us connect it with point A. Next we see axial force towards left of G is same 43.3 kilonewton. So again at point G, let us plot positive 43.3 kilonewton axial force, and let us connect this with point A by means of horizontal line, denoting that there is a constant value of axial force between point A and G. Next we connect this with zero line at point G. So we see that whole of the beam is under positive axial force. So with this, our axial force diagram is complete and our problem is also complete. So thanks for watching in 5 minutes.